Onto the floor! Yeah. Get onto the floor! Onto the floor!
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
He even said at the custody desk as well that this wasn't self-defence, it was plain murder.
Not self-defence, plain murder. Murderer.
On Christmas Day 2024, Jazwell Brown, 49 years old, murdered his partner and also his neighbour. He was under the influence of cocaine at the time, and he also stabbed his son. Following an investigation by Thames Valley Major Crime Unit, he has now been jailed and given 2 life sentences for the murders of Teohna Grant and Joe Pearson on Christmas Day in Milton Keynes, 2024. Jazwell Brown was from Bletchley and he was sentenced to a minimum of 39 years following a hearing at Luton Crown Court on the 17th of June 2025. In a previous hearing on the 15th of April at the same court, he pled guilty to 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder and 1 count of possession of a knife in a public place and causing unnecessary suffering to a protected animal. On Christmas Day 2024, Jazwell fatally assaulted his partner, Joe Pearson. She was 38 years old, at their home in Santa Cruz Avenue, and he stabbed her repeatedly and beat her with a baseball bat. Having done so, he then attempted to kill a 17-year-old boy, believed to be his son, by stabbing him and assaulting him with a baseball bat. Brown then took the knife and the baseball bat to their neighbour's flat, where he stabbed and killed Teohna Grant, who was only 24 years old. And he attempted to kill her partner, Bradley Latta, who was 29 years old, and stabbed him multiple times. He also stabbed Joe's dog, Tilly, before fleeing the scene in his car and driving dangerously at speed without the lights on the vehicle. He almost hit 2 police officers who tried to stop him, and he ignored traffic signals until police stopped him and arrested him. The evidence suggested that the murders and attempted murders were wholly unprovoked and they were committed by Brown while he was under the influence of cocaine. Brown was charged 2 days after he was arrested.
Brown was getting into his car. They obviously didn't know at the time, but he made off really quickly, and the first attending officers were in fact really lucky not to have been hit by the car as Jazwell Brown drove off. Officers then went into the block of flats in Santa Cruz Avenue, and there they found the first of our surviving victims, Bradley, in a heap on the floor. They did their best to administer first aid to him, and then officers who attended in the minutes after that then made their way up the stairs, essentially following what was a trail of blood up onto the top floor of the block of flats. And there they found Joe. Joe had been really seriously assaulted, and that was very obvious right from the start. And they started to administer first aid. But then within a few minutes, they worked their way across the communal landing and into a flat directly opposite. And we now know that Jazwell Brown had gone into that flat too, and it was there that he had attacked the 2 occupants, Teohna and Bradley, in that flat.
Senior Investigating Officer Detective Chief Inspector Stuart Brangwin from the Major Crime Unit said, "First and foremost, I'd like to extend my condolences to the family of Joe and Teohna, who tragically lost their lives on Christmas Day. The events that unfolded on that day were truly horrific and tragic, and we may never know what prompted Brown to behave in the way he did in his own home. He stabbed his partner 31 times before turning the knife and baseball bat on a teenage boy. Brown also repeatedly stabbed dog Tilly, who survived despite them injuries. What remains even more incomprehensible is why Brown left the home and tried to go to a nearby flat and take the knife and baseball bat with him and attack Teohna multiple times, causing fatal injuries. Teohna's partner was also brutally attacked and sustained 20 injuries to his neck alone. Somehow Bradley survived. The scenes that paramedics faced on that evening were indescribable, and as a credit to their incredible bravery and dedication to protecting the public and saving lives, the outcome could have been even worse. The family of the partner of Jazwell, Joe Pearson, said in a statement that Joe was a loving, caring daughter, sister, mother, auntie, cousin, friend and neighbour. Her life was cruelly cut short in horrendous circumstances on Christmas Day at the hands of her own partner. We will never be able to understand why. Joe experienced many happy times and achieved a lot in her short life. These should not be overshadowed by the difficulties she experienced. Joe sometimes did not make the best decisions, but who of us can say that we've never got things wrong from time to time? The family of Teohna Grant, who was murdered at the address on Santa Cruz Avenue, have released a tribute to her also. They said Teohna had a huge heart and was full of love and kindness. She was such a kind and caring daughter and sister, and she was irreplaceable, and this has left a massive hole in our lives and also our hearts. As a family, we are heartbroken that we have lost her. The heartbreak is intensified by the realisation that we lost her due to a senseless, cruel actions of somebody else. She deserved so much more time to live and deserved the chance to experience good things that she had to offer the world. The world is a darker place without her in it. We desperately wish that we could make many more happy memories with Teohna, but all we can do now is cherish the 24 years that we got to share with her. And of course, you can't forget Teohna's boyfriend, who was stabbed 25 times, I believe they said, and survived the incident and lost her, and how that must affect him as well. So my condolences to the family of everybody involved in this story, and it just goes to show that sometimes things can escalate mentally, mental health wise, deteriorate to such a point that drugs can make somebody potentially do this. So I really want to hear what people have to say. Please pay your respects in the comments, and don't forget to follow on social media as well at Scarcity Studios, and send your news to scarcitystudios@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Peace.